Hey guys, hello and welcome. Today we are going to be going through some of the feedback that I got from you guys with regards to the Idein RS airframe. So, alright, let's kick off quickly. Things that we didn't like, things that were frustrating. I went through a bunch of emails, I went through WhatsApps, and guys phoned me, and all the comments and stuff, went through those as well. And I must just say, before we actually go through this, a big thank you. There was a bunch of feedback that we received. There really was a lot, and you can see that a good number of pilots actually spent a lot of time and effort to make the feedback as good as possible. There was very specific feedback, which is extremely helpful for us to actually make the best possible frame we can. So guys, a big thank you for all that feedback. Alright, so what didn't we like? I asked the question, what on the frame kit broke? And without a doubt, it was side plates and arms. And that we're going to have to address. We're going to have to make these frames tough enough to carry the more powerful powertrains that a lot of us are now flying. So that we're going to have to improve. Something else that came up a bunch. Now there wasn't a cut and dry yes or no to this. There was probably a good split on this. So if you do have any comments on batteries, please let us know. Some guys commented and said they would like the option to fit bigger batteries into their airframes. Alright, the frame was designed for a 1300 milliamp pack, and even today the vast majority of pilots still fly 1300 milliamp battery packs. So a good percentage of the guys we had feedback from were not concerned about the limitation on battery size at all. So like I said, if you have some comments on that, let us know. The XT60, guys like the fact that you could protect your XT60 and protect your balance lead because it was housed internally. You wouldn't damage it in a crash, and you ran no risk of a prop strike. What guys didn't like was the fact that it was so fiddly and frustrating connect and disconnect. So we're going to try to keep the protection aspect of it, but just make it simpler to plug into your pack. Cameras was something that came up a bunch. I think this was one of the number one things that guys commented on was actually cameras. The camera angle was limited. I completely agree with that. We've got to increase that camera angle. Also, the camera adjuster was buried in the frame. It was hidden by the side plate, so you couldn't easily adjust your camera angle. Guys want the option to be able to adjust the camera on the fly in the field, adjust it to where they want it, and lock it down in place. Also, the fact that the frame was only designed for one specific camera, the HS1177. Guys asked for the option to fit other brands and other format cameras for their frames. So we'll address that as well. I think from my side, one thing that I felt was not so great was the complexity of the build and complexity of maintenance for the frame. It's definitely not the simplest frame, and especially for someone new to the hobby, it can be a complex build. So I want to make this frame as simple as possible. I think the fact that it did such a good job of protecting your electronics and protecting your battery in particular made it a very attractive option to a lot of newcomers to the sport. Guys are concerned about wrecking equipment, and they may be nervous about flying. So the option of having a frame which protects your equipment is extremely appealing, but it was a complex build. So that is going to be one of the things that is like number one on my list of things to improve, is make the frame as simple as possible so it's easy to build and easy to maintain. So that's something that I want to address, which also didn't actually come up too often, to be honest. I think the feedback was basically guys weren't too concerned about it because the Idein RS build series was so comprehensive. So that's something I didn't expect, but I don't know why I wrote it down here, but changing VTX channels was really simple. Guys really liked that. Now this is neither good nor bad, but it wasn't a concern for a good couple of pilots. Pilots were willing to sacrifice a bit of efficiency, I think guys mean drag, and weight for the increased strength and rigidity and bashability. I don't even know if that's a word, but guys were willing to compromise on that fact, or on those 2 points, which is kind of cool. It gives us a little bit of room to play with and explore things and try new concepts as well. So that was stuff that we didn't so much like. Now, what did we want and what do we like? Before getting into specifics, 2 things that came up a couple of times, and car analogies were actually used a couple of times, not just once. And Justin made a nice analogy to the VW Golf. He said the current Golf 7, Golf 6, Golf 5, you can see it's a family. You can see from generation to generation where they were, what they've done, all the improvements that they've made. He says don't lose that style, don't lose that theme, keep within the same Idein RS V1 theme. So I like that comment, I really did. And that did come up a couple of times with a couple of different car motorbike analogies. So we're going to keep that theme. Now this I was actually really glad that this point in particular came up so many times. Guys loved the fact that the frame was so tough and reliable that it protected your equipment. Now as an offshoot to that, because you're not so worried about wrecking your equipment, it gives you the confidence to try new tricks, try new lines, and go find adventures, go explore. And as a result of that, you end up having more fun and enjoying the sport more. And I think that was the #1 most important thing for us when we did the V1 frame. We wanted this frame to be tough and we wanted it to be fun. So I'm really glad that comment came up so many times. This point as well, I think this point in particular was mentioned by every single pilot that gave us feedback. They love the fact that it protects your equipment, and in particular that the frame does such a good job of protecting your battery. Now because the frame is more of a beta basher, try new things kind of frame, it takes you to cool locations. Now guys asked for the option to fit an HD camera mount to their frames, so that's something we will include as well. Guys want to be able to record their adventures and the new stuff that they've tried, so we'll definitely do that. We'll include some HD camera mounts. I couldn't seem to find a consensus on this, so if you have some comments about this, please leave the comments below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on layout, X, stretch, H, and then what are your thoughts on arm configuration? Single arm, like the V1 Idein RS where we had a front arm and a rear arm, or a solid monoplate? What are your thoughts on that? Then finally, this was also kind of cool. Accessories. Guys want accessories, they want different color options, they want bling. And this one in particular, guys asked that we bring back aluminium parts into the frame. So that was kind of cool. I mean, carbon fiber is really good at doing specific tasks, but aluminium is equally good at doing other tasks really well. It makes really good components. So I'm sure we'll be able to do something cool, especially with the fact that we can compromise maybe on the drag and the weight of the frame. It doesn't have to be the outright lightest frame, so it does give us a little bit of room to play. So that's kind of cool as well. Also lights, guys wanted lights. So that's about it. I think 5 and 6 inch options, guys asked for that as well. So in summary, what are we going to do? We are going to make a frame that is as tough as nails and takes a damn good beating. We are going to make it protect our equipment and our batteries in particular as best we possibly can. We are going to offer some different HD camera mounts for the frame, and we're going to throw in some bling and some different color options there as well. I'm really excited about incorporating the aluminium into that. That's going to be really cool. I think most importantly, we are going to make the frame as simple and reliable as possible, but we are going to make it heaps and heaps and heaps of fun to fly. That is my number one most important thing we've got to achieve for this frame. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. As soon as we have some feedback, we have already started with some of the preliminary design sketches. As soon as we have some prototyping and some testing feedback for you guys, I'll let you guys know. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Ciao. Protecting your electronics. Ooh, best sound in the world.